Okay, I haven't been on TikTok for a bit, and I noticed everyone was tagging me in that whole Andrew Schultz thing about black women. I'll make a different comment about Andrew Schultz and that little rat Akash thing, but I want to say something about black women. And this was my mother, and I God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before we, I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school, and my mum sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you. She was never wrong. But it's incredible that my mother said that, and I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff, and she had loads of black friends and stuff, and they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me, she only had female friends. And so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due. It was women in general, but black women specifically, who boosted me and told me how pretty I was and how great I was. But I am trying to make a point here, and it's that black women get treated the worst. Malcolm X said this. He goes, unfortunately, they are treated the worst. By the medical field, by the education field, by the police, by everything. Yet they're the ones that give the most love. And for I saw what he said in that post, Andrew Schultz, and some comments, and it's sad, and it hurts my heart when I think of those things, because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't that long ago. My friend Jordan, who I love and boast about, Jordan's got these. Jordan's family is just. When I was homeless, and Jordan introduced me to his family, they treated me like I was one of them. They didn't even care. They were just they treated me like family. It didn't feel awkward. You know when you go over to someone's house and you just sat in the corner for a bit? It didn't feel like that. And I know not all black people are the same. Obviously, I know that. But there's one thing that black people universally have, and that is that beautiful smile and beautiful love that they just give out. But I'm telling you, it's a special feeling. I remember going to Jordan's once, and I was just heartbroken. His family just welcome me, and they were like, "Where's the?" You know what? You know what his family said to me? They go. Oh, we've got a plate ready for you. And then Jordan's cousin just looks me up and then goes, "You're still skinny, boy." And I'm just like, right, well, yeah, I know I'm home. No, I can't sit and not make a comment on this, because no, and I know I made a post months ago about black men, but and go look through history. Go look at what Nina Simone did. Go look at what Doreen Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's mother, did. Go look at what Betty Shabazz did. These people are just incredible. And we don't give credit where credit is due. We really don't. And I think nowadays we're living in this world where if someone's pretty, we give them credit. Credit for what? They were just born beautiful, but we don't look at the person's soul. We don't look at who. We don't look at what people can attribute to life. If we did, we would give Mary C. Cole a huge statue. So that's my 2 cents, and I hope just thank you, and thank you to a specific thank you to the Jamaican community, because there was this Jamaican woman who helped my grandmother, and that's a different story. And just black women in general, thank you for everything you've done for me, for everything you've done for my family, and for everything you've done for our people. My people wouldn't have survived in the UK if it weren't for black people standing up for us, coming to the protests for us, protesting with the bus rallies for us. Yeah, I know my history. So thank you. Good morning, pineapple. Looking very good, very nice. Good morning, pineapple. Looking very good, very nice.
Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Nava. Once again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, and let's get into this video. So this guy that you just saw, he is going viral for this video. He wanted to give homage or thanks to black women because of his mother. He wanted to show his appreciation for his mother, which is all good and dandy. But a lot of black women took it the wrong way. Some of them don't mind what he said, and some of them were just like, no, we're not going. And I'm going to play some videos in a minute, but everybody has their own reasons for saying, no, we don't think this is a compliment, it's an insult, or saying, you know, I see nothing wrong with it. But me, personally, I'm just indifferent. Like, I'm indifferent with anything that men say, because you can make your mouth say anything, and it was a nice thought, a nice video, but like, the world is not showing, you know, it's not showing up in the world with men, especially with black women. And I think that's where a lot of the women were coming from. You know, it's just not showing up. We don't feel the love. We hear the words, but you know, actions speak louder than words. And everybody knows that black women have always been the least protected and the most disrespected woman in the world. And I believe the reason he was saying this is because black women, everybody knows that black women are the mothers of the earth. We were the first women. We birthed every nation, every race of people in the world. Everybody knows that. White people know that. This man knows that. So I'm going to just... Okay, let me show you guys this video. Some of you might have seen this video some months back, but I just want to show y'all that people know that black women are the most caring, the most forgiving, the most loving, and black women are just tired because we give all of that out, and then people don't like it. Like, even if we're the most honest people, to me, I think black women are the most honest. I know I am, at least. You know, I think we're honest. Like, I don't have nothing to lie about. But anyway, let's get into this video, and I will be right back after this.
God, that this does not come off as offensive to anybody, because I mean this with the utmost love and respect from the bottom of my whole entire heart. But when a black woman calls me baby, there is so much. What kind of magic are you putting in there? Because that shit hits harder than crack. Every single time, every encounter in my life that I have had with a black woman where she calls me baby, I have never felt more loved and supported in my entire life. I feel almost imprinted on. Like, are you my mother? I will go to the ends of the earth for that woman. Okay, ride or die, because it may have just been a very quick one-time encounter for her, but for me, you don't understand. We're like this. How call me, beat me if you gotta reach me, because I will do whatever. How can I be of service? Do you need a ride to church? Let me make reparations for my people, because I love you. And I don't know what it is, but goddamn, there's something so special about it. It's magic. I want to have that effect on people. That is beautiful. And I love you. And that's it. I don't know. I've never felt more safe and secure in my life. I love you.
Yeah, that video. So I don't know if she was being serious or just trying to get views, but everybody knows what she's talking about. People posted her video, white people, and they were saying they know what she's talking about. They work with black women. They go to school with them. They have them in their family, you know, that married into their family, and they know what she's talking about. But black women and black men know what she's talking about. We grew up with black women, your aunts and your grandmas, even if they were the meanest person in the world, when they call you baby, it's nothing like it. Everybody knows that. So I hate that his video went in the direction that it did, because now you're gonna have bandits using it against us, against black women and saying, see, somebody tried to say something nice about y'all and y'all were all bitter and he didn't even mean nothing bad by it. That's why we don't want y'all, because y'all aren't demure, y'all aren't soft, y'all are just mean. So we already know what's coming, but let's just be indifferent about them. And ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all, stop responding to them in the comments. Either block them or just stop responding, because that's the only thing that they're going to feel deep into their soul. So let's get into the responses to his video, and I will be back after this.
Good morning, Black women. This message is for you and you only. If you're still here listening and you're not a Black woman, that is on you. Black women, say no today. Remember that no is a complete sentence. Watch someone struggle today and do not offer your assistance. Direct someone to the nearest shelter or police station if they come and ask you for help. Tell people to do it themselves today. Tell people you don't have the time to accommodate them today. Ask the people who are asking you for help why they expect that from you, and watch them begin to stutter. Like, do y'all get it yet? They are predators who seek out Black women to use Black women for their time and resources. They are predators. Say no today. Your energy is for you. You do not have to save anybody but yourself. I can't even say that I'm surprised, not even a little bit. A lot of men, and especially Black men, see Black women as easy, you know what. They think they're going to come to us and use us to get their rocks off before they go and marry their preferences and treat their preferences well. Isn't it funny how they all have the same preference no matter where they're from? This tracks, and it does not shock me one bit. What I want to know is, who is the Black woman who he blocked after she said no to him? Where is she at? I want to speak to her.
The thing I've grown up hearing as a Black girl is that I have to work 10 times harder than my counterparts. Whether your mum or dad told you that you had to work 2 times harder, 10 times harder, 100 times harder, I'm sure every Black girl can relate to hearing that you have to work 10 times harder than them. And you know who them is. This isn't a video to bash the original creator. I can't help but to say that I'm tired. I'm tired of having to work harder than everybody else, even though I might be more qualified. Tired of having to always be the person that has to provide protection. I'm tired of having to be the person that has to provide care for everybody else, because where is my care? If you're ever in need, find a Black woman. Where was that when I was growing up? Where was, if you're ever in need, find a white person, they will help you. If you're ever in need, find an Asian girl, she will help you. Where was that when I was growing up? And now I understand why. Because I have to be the protection. I have to be the care. But where is my protection? So while you have to always be somebody's backbone, where is your backbone as a Black woman? I was literally having a rant, and I don't even want to say it was a rant because I was crying. I was in tears. And I know that might be hard to believe because I'm a Black woman, because I was telling her that I'm tired. I'm tired of always having to fight from day dot. From the minute I was born, I had to fight. No disregard to my mother, because even as a Black woman that's pregnant, we already know the battles that we have to face when it comes to healthcare, medical negligence, where I even was scrolling on my FYP and I just seen they didn't believe her when she was in pain. Do we not bleed the same as you? I just want to be a girl. I want to be able to have white woman tears. I want to be able to just cry and have somebody fix all my problems, but that's not a thing for me. And I know that's not a thing for many Black women. We can't just cry and have somebody fix and pick up all the pieces. We can't just rely on a rich man to come and save us. We can't rely on anybody else but ourselves, especially if we're the oldest. So dear Black women, I can't wait for a time where we don't have to tell our kids that they have to work 10 times harder than everybody else, even though their talent speaks for themselves. Even though I didn't get that, I just hope that I live in a world where I don't have to tell my kids, you have to work 10 times harder than Sally that doesn't have to.
It's hard not to get annoyed when non-Black people talk about how Black women will save them, but it gets even more annoying when you hear that from non-Black people of color, because a couple of thoughts cross my mind. One, where did you learn that from? I mean, I know where you learned it from, but why did you accept it so easily? And two, why do you feel more reliant on us than the people in your own community? I think they think it's a compliment to say, Black women will save us. Black women are the most powerful beings in the world. They're superhuman. And it's like, no, we are human just like you. We are not any more or less capable of getting things done than you are. It's just that you were taught that whatever you don't want to do, we will do it. And I don't like that. That's actually not cool. I'm not saying that you can't engage with us, but I am saying, like, what makes you think that we're superhuman and can solve problems that you can't solve yourself? It's like, do you ever stop to consider that maybe we don't want to help you? If we say no, if we say we actually don't want to, or we don't have the emotional bandwidth, or we just frankly don't give a shit, then we're the bad guys and people call us everything but a child of God. Have you ever considered the fact that we are basically forced to overperform, because if we don't overperform, we'll be seen as lazy or bitchy or inconsiderate or selfish? This shows up in a lot of different areas of life. If you think about how many Black women feel the need to over excel in academics and in the workplace, and a lot of times they don't really get recognition for that, it's because we're expected to do like twice the amount of work for just basic human recognition. The most frustrating thing about it as a Black woman, though, is that I genuinely do like helping people. I like being kind to people, but I often have to question, like, do I genuinely like helping people? Do I like being kind to people, or was I just conditioned to be that way? Because as a Black woman, if I act human, if I have bad days, if I say I don't want to help you, I'll be painted as a villain. I don't particularly like feeling that way, that a trait that I have, ambition, kindness, empathy, that these are things that are just kind of not really appreciated in me as a person because they're expected of me as a Black woman. Like, yeah, of course this Black woman is going to work like more than she should. She's Black. That's what Black women do. Unless they don't, then they're lazy welfare queens.
Ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a Black woman.
Census time. I need to know if this is a piece of advice that was given to a wide range of people. Disclaimer, this is not meant to attack him. I actually follow him. I find this video very sincere. It's just kind of tone deaf and I'm just tired. And, you know, he's done like a part 2, like a sort of follow-up apology video, whatever. I'm not creating drama at all. But I just want to know for my own sanity and my own just, you know, grasp of knowledge. Is this something that a lot of people have been told? Because it's actually making me sad. Like, first and foremost, have you ever considered that a Black woman doesn't want you coming up to her? Maybe, like, sometimes, obviously, I'm not saying that I'm not going to help you, that we're not going to help you. Obviously, community spirit and that, and helping other people is a great thing. It's a great thing. But, like, what if I'm tired? What if I'm going through something? What if I need help? But, like, part 2, yeah, this is something that, like, me, my mum, my sister, like, a lot of the Black women that I know, we experience on, like, a pretty regular basis. I've been experiencing this since I was a teenager. You can be out and about in town, whether that was in London or now when I'm in the Midlands. And the thing is, you'll be one of the only, like, Black people around, and a tourist, a white person, like, any random person, of all of the people in the vicinity, they'll come up to you as a Black woman and ask you for help, ask you for directions, ask you for rare-tete. And it's like, is this something that people actually teach their kids? Because unteach it, please. Because, like, the thing is, I will be walking around, headphones on, music blasting. Like, I'll be walking quickly like a woman on a mission. And the thing is, I'll help them because if there's one thing my parents raised me to be, it's polite, it's helpful, you know, it's to be kind, all of that sort of stuff. So I will help you. But I'm just trying to understand, is this something that you're actually taught? Of everyone in the vicinity, you ask me. And I don't think I have a very, like, welcoming face. Like, when I've got a resting face, I've got a downturned mouth. Like, basically, I'm tired. We're tired collectively. Bro, when I learned about Magic Negro, I thought it wasn't real. But it turns out it is. It's not just for movies. It's for real life. Anyway, unteach your kids, please.
Good at helping women and children, all these things, and it was meant as a really big compliment, and a lot of Black women took it that way. That's very important. Point number 1. A lot of Black women actually took it as a compliment and thanked him and said, wow, yeah, almost like thank you for seeing our humanity, or something like that. So the Twitter was not impressed, as it always isn't. A lot of people have had various reactions. I might put some on the screen, but the main reaction is it perpetuates the mammy trope. And if you know what that is, if you know, you know. If you don't, look it up. I'm not going to make this a history lesson this morning because I want to cover everything in the time that I have. So it perpetuates the mammy trope and this idea that Black women specifically are only I would say are only like valuable or should be, appreciated if they're of service and if they're helping someone, like servitude. And this is where I think a person can be so well-meaning, like the guy who made the video, but just because you're well-meaning doesn't mean you can't still perpetuate stereotypes. I think he was very well-meaning, but I don't think he thought about this stereotype that he would be perpetuating, saying, if you're anywhere in the world and you need help, look for a black woman. So this is the first thing that struck me, and a creator that I really like called Soft Wife Life. I might tag her because I wanted to stitch, but her stitches are off. She basically said it's not a compliment because I bet you, the mum of this guy didn't also tell him the lesson of, if you're anywhere in the world, look for a black woman to spoil, look for a black woman to ease her burden. Like, did the mum tell him that lesson? Did the mum say that? So therein lies the problematic nature, and I want to go over some stuff I've seen through X as well. So I thought this was really interesting. Someone was agreeing and they said, oh, a man wants to show us love and appreciation. What's the problem? And then the person who disagreed said this very rightfully so. If love and protection is what labor and protection you offer as a black woman, and you like that, enjoy it. The rest of us have every right to rebuke it. So I think this person is trying to say black women aren't just valuable to protect and to love and to be seeked out for help. And I think that this is where the original creator kind of missed the point, and this was his blind spot. And apparently he's already uploaded a follow-up video. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But yeah, this is the main thing, and this is the blind spot. Someone said black women need protection and support and not empty flattery, and I think something about validation. And yes, another person rightly pointed out, does he have videos reciprocating the love he received, like the love that he received in question? Has he helped women that look like the women he is seeking help from, essentially? Overall, like, this conversation is really interesting in terms of, like, the idea that just because you mean well, doesn't mean you'll miss out very, I would say, obvious stereotypes and tropes in your messaging. And another really important thing to point out is, if you aren't a woman of color, black women, I would not recommend this mode of thinking, because, like, for example, just because you see a black woman doesn't mean she wants to help you. That's another thing to be very aware of. But I want to know what people think. I think I basically covered everything I want to cover. I personally think from his previous content, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he was well-meaning in his messaging, but I do think he missed a very obvious trope, which is the mammy trope, which has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Another really important thing I want to say, I think I'm done icing my face now, is that black women are valuable whether or not they're helping you. I don't know if that is something that is apparent, but I think something that could have helped his messaging if he were to redo it in an alternate universe where people didn't see his first video, because now it's a bit too late. But if he were to redo it, I would have told him or advised him to add, or he should have added that black women are valuable whether or not they're helping you. That is the main thing, and I think that is the trope that people are annoyed at, that he didn't cover. And he also didn't cover the important point of saying, like, you should also seek out black women to help and, to give back the much wanted help you wanted from a black woman. You should give that back. You should seek black women to elevate them, to prop them up, spoil them, if you will, like Soft Wife Life. the soft wife life said, but he didn't add any of that. It was just sort of like, if you need help, you're in danger, look for a black woman. So I think that is the disconnect that he missed, and maybe he covered that in his follow-up video. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but haven't watched it yet, but I probably will. Yeah, I want to know what people think, and yeah, interesting morning as always. I'm gonna finish my coffee and get on with my day, because this is not the point of my whole day. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that. Okay, bye.
In trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mom said this.
The world loves, salivate at black women doing emotional labor for them. Loves it. They see us as guardians of their safety, but they are never guardians of ours. I don't buy it. This little look for a black woman, I don't buy it. One, because that community is very anti-black. Okay, if you want to talk about how much you appreciate black women, do me a favor and start talking about the anti-blackness within your own community. Do me a favor and start talking about the hatred of black people within your community. Do me a favor and start talking about how your community dehumanizes black women, black people. I don't want to hear about how much we benefit y'all. Like, oh yeah, this should piss me off for real. Like, for centuries we're talking about white colonialism, white supremacy, but we never talk about the way POCs are anti-black without the context of white people. Without the context of white people, they are naturally anti-black, and they get to hide behind white colonialism and white supremacy to remove any sort of blame for their own perception of blackness. Okay? Even their own style of colorism without white people. So save it. I don't want to hear it. If you're not going to hold your own community to task for their own anti-blackness without blaming white people, because y'all love to do that. No, some of your anti-blackness is naturally part of your culture, of your cultural legend. So you need to address that, point blank period. Otherwise, keep us out of your mouth. Keep us out of your mouth, because we are not safe with y'all either.
Ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman.
This is so true. It is so true. And I can only speak from my personal experience. I am one of those black women that will see someone and be like, baby, you okay? I don't care how old you are. From a little one to an adult one, I'm going to be like, baby, you all right? You need something? And granted, I do get pooped on quite a bit for being too nice, too friendly, oversharing, going and putting my nose where it don't belong. But there's a thin line between being nosy and being helpful. And trust and believe your mom told you right. If ever you need help, not all of us are the same, but most of us will be there. And yes, with that beautiful smile and all of that love our ancestors have poured into us deeply, and all of us don't hold all that negativity, baby, but you are loved. I'll see y'all. Bye.
So when he realized that a lot of the women's responses weren't going the way that he imagined that they would go in his mind, he decided to come back on with a response to his first Dear Black Woman video. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that one right now.
2 days have gone by since my post about Dear Black Women, and I stand by everything I said in that post. However, I've been called out, and my hands are up. You guys are right. Being someone's superhero is a lot of pressure, and for me to have thought that was a compliment, that's ill on my part, and I apologize. I really did think that was a compliment, and now I'm like, no, sir, that wasn't a compliment, and I do apologize. You've educated me. My eyes are open, and but I want to stand by and say that I am still grateful. I'm still grateful for everything. I'm still grateful for Diana Ross. I'm still grateful for the Shirleys. I'm grateful for all of it. Okay? And I'm hoping that even after this video and even after my original video, that you'll still love me tomorrow. But in all seriousness, I saw the other comments about my community and stuff, and I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think I didn't know this? You think I didn't know that my community is racist? And don't think I sit by and let it happen. I try and speak up. Let me tell you something. Gandhi didn't fight for equality. He fought so that brown people could be treated better than black people. You have to bear in mind, this was a lawyer that was educated in South Africa during the apartheid. Also, during the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, there wasn't a very heavily presence of the South Asian community. And I say this, I am South Asian. I'm brown, and I love who I am, but it is unfortunate. And put it this way, there was a Pakistani girl that once said, "Oh, George Floyd's death was good because it opened everyone's eyes to the racism." It took a young black girl to lose her father for everyone to realize that the police are corrupt. That's what it took. And it's just crazy how we see black people's lives as like pawns, like it's sacrificable, like it's nothing. And that's far from the truth. I'll tell you right now, when Muhammad Ali died, I spent the entire night crying and praying to Allah that just bless him. When I learned about Malcolm X, I remember thinking just how incredible this man was. When I listen to Nina Simone and I hear what she said about Baltimore and the metaphors behind it, and how she stood up to the record labels, and you realize that these people did more than anyone could have ever. And so my point is that whatever you guys were saying, I heard, I listened. Whatever you guys were calling me out on, consider me called out. I'm gonna make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and there's people out there that are still trying to people want me to see me cancelled and stuff, and that's fine. But the last point I want to make, and I want to make this super clear, is no, I do not want your money. For those of you lot saying he's trying to make money off black people, I don't make money off this app. Everything I said was the truth. Everything I said was the truth. I wouldn't be Saad. I'm so proud of my name. You know who made me proud of my name? A black man from Louisville, Kentucky, called Muhammad Ali. When he stood on the podium and he said, "My name is Muhammad Ali, you will call me that." And he said, Muhammad meaning praiseworthy, and Ali meaning the Most High. And I was like, what does my name mean? Saad means felicity, success, and good luck. Mustafa means the chosen one. How do I not feel special? And I love my name now. I make sure people say it. People go, "Is it Sid? Said? Saad. Saad Mustafa." There's another man, there's a Mexican man that taught me as well on my identity, Emiliano Zapata. But that's a different subject. But yeah. So, none of it was fake. This was all real. And I'm less emotional today. So, normally, when I talk about these subjects, I go into a very strong passion because I do feel passion. I do feel hurt. And especially with what happened to Stephen Lawrence and what Doreen Lawrence was put through, I'm fully aware that black women really do have it hard. And you're right, you're not a superheroes. You're not. But you were mine. Black people in general, you were my superheroes. So at least just let me have that. Because I didn't have that. I'll be honest, my dad's a great guy, but I didn't have a father figure. My older brother taught me everything. He taught me about the NWA. He taught me about the Black Panthers. When I was just 6 years old, he taught me about Tupac's 7-Day Killuminati album. He taught me about Mortal Technique and about the government. He taught me about Nina Simone, Sata Shakur. My older brother Hamza taught me all these things. He was a great brother. But he was passing down knowledge that he learned from black people. So you guys helped me so much. And I understand and I hear you. But for me as an individual, you guys were my heroes. My favorite superhero as a comic, in the comic books and even in the cartoons, was Green Lantern. Because he was a black man. And I hated it when they turned into a live film and you had that clapped Ryan Reynolds. Okay? None of what I'm doing is an act. And I've written a script about Stephen Lawrence's death, and that's something that I want to become a great documentary and storyteller so that I can speak up about racial and social issues. I finished a book called Dear Black Women, where I write a letter and I'm educating the audience about all the victims of police brutality, of government crimes, of simple racism. Everything I do is real because I don't want money. I'm not motivated by money. That's the one thing my parents did a good job with and a bad job. They made me look at money like it was nothing. You can't buy me. Okay? My only thing is Islam. That's all I have. I don't subscribe. You never hear. I'm proud to be South Asian. I'm a brown man. I love being brown. Oh, I love my skin. But I'm Muslim first. Almighty Allah is the first thing that I do. When I wake up in the morning, my head goes down to the floor. My knees hit the ground as well. I don't wave the Pakistan flag. So, excuse me for my passion. But yeah, and final message to those people who do hate me, which is only white people and brown people. Suck your mum. And yeah.
But of course, as y'all all know, we're black women and we forgive any and everybody. So black women were in the comments doing what black women do and saying, we forgive you. It was nice. I felt appreciated. You can see the comments right here above. So yeah, some people felt some kind of way about it and a lot of people did not. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm very indifferent about what most people say, not just men, but most people, period, because like I said, you can make your mouth say anything, but until we as black women start seeing changes, you know, in the way the world or in the way that men or women treat us, like, why are y'all believing just what everybody says? That's one of our biggest downfalls, I think, is we're so gullible sometimes, but we are the most educated group in America. But when it comes to stuff like this, I guess because the way we are, we feel like we're like the most honest and sincere people, and we see, or we hope to see, those qualities in other people, and we just think automatically that most people are like us, and they're not. So that's one thing I could say that we as a group can start working on. Just know that everybody doesn't have the same intentions, and you know, like some of the women said, like some of these men are just wanting, you know, you to be easy and gullible so they can get at you. Like, so don't be like that. We made that mistake in decades and years past, so don't be like that. This time we have a chance to start over, and I see a change coming. I see a big change coming. But that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Ladies, please share these videos. I'm trying to get out more videos. I'm really busy, but I'm trying this weekend to get out more videos. And please start connecting with each other down in the comments, because we really need to build community on and offline, and we cannot do that if we don't start, you know, conversating in the comments and sharing these videos. We're trying to wake up the masses, and if all of y'all just hit the share and subscribe button, these messages will spread faster. So I thank everybody that's here. I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.